Surprise, guys. Another extra talk today because we want to discuss actually a couple of things with you. In the international break, we didn't have any Ajax games, but on the Twitter account that we have, we put some questions in for the ones that are following us, and we asked for your opinion on a couple of themes. And today I'm going to discuss 3 of them with Papimento.
What's up, man?
Papimento, thank you for being here.
How you doing?
So as you know, because you follow us as well on the international during the international break, we were putting some of the questions out, for followers to know what they think of certain topics. One of the things that we discussed was we have been playing for 2 months almost, with the Ajax team. And of course, there are a lot of players that have been showing their skills and have been performing good or underperforming. And actually, we're asking, okay, according to you guys, who do you think has been the standout player in the first 2 months? We got the results in. And well, it's not really a surprise. I would understand people choosing for Ziyech. So he scored 59% of the votes, which was pretty okay. But I was more surprised about the second player behind Ziyech, which was Blind. And then you had Onana, who came in third. And I was surprised that Martinez was not really in the top 3 category, because for me, I don't know how you view it, but for me, Martinez has been, in the first couple of games since he has been transferred and has been brought to the team, he has been a revelation in my opinion. But I do agree that Ziyech was very good, especially I think because just right after the Champions League game against Valencia, he has been very important to us. I think also that maybe the timing of our poll plays a role as well. Who was your best player, and how do you see these results?
Hands down, you have to say Ziyech, because he's been amazing. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Ziyech. The only one I would say is Promes didn't play much. He came from the bench later on to play starter position.
Yeah, Promes has been playing now lately, more and more.
But he's been very important the last couple of matches for Ajax.
Yeah.
But if we're talking about from the start of the season till now, for me, my top 3 would be Ziyech, Onana, and Martinez. Those 3 were really important, but you have to also consider people like Martinez just started at Ajax. For somebody to be already at that level, playing at that level, leading the team already at that level, being played as center defender and as midfielder, playing at that level, I must say I'm very impressed with that.
Because what people also, we don't have to forget the fact that Ten Hag, the coach, started with Blind at the numbers and the holding midfielder position. That didn't really turn out to be the best option. So Blind was brought back.
I don't even understand why Blind is in the top 3 though. In that poll, because
but
as number 6 he played bad. As a central defender he's doing better, but he's never one of the best players on the pitch.
Well, actually, Maxwell just rated him as man of the match against the RKC game.
Yeah, I wouldn't.
All right. So no, but I think Blind at the center back, as a center back, he's very important in the build up of the play, because his passes up front, he can transcend. He can give a ball and just.
Are we talking about Blind again?
Yeah, we're talking about Blind. Absolutely.
No, attacking.
You're still with us,
no,
here, right?
Yeah, no.
Okay.
But look, Blind attacking, we know he can give his passes and he's good
on the ball, of course.
But
we know that.
For his position, I expect defense. That's a secondary thing, right? So your defense have to be up to par, and usually, to be honest, he's more of a holding defender, standing in front of the ball. But he doesn't really go into the physical. It's always walking with the man with the ball, but it's never like putting a leg in or doing something. Or it's usually Veltman that gets the yellow cards. But have you ever seen Blind getting a yellow card for doing something? Occasionally, but it's really rare. So
okay.
I don't.
So coming back to the ratings and coming back to the polls.
Yeah,
Blind is not your top 3.
not my top three.
All right.
Definitely not.
Okay.
We're forgetting, Tadic didn't really start a good season, but very important for Ajax. And we're missing also Tagliafico that's been iconic.
Absolutely.
Iconic and important in very big games for Ajax.
I totally agree. So your top three one more time would be? Ziyech number one.
Ziyech number one. Onana had great saves in the Champions League, so I must put him in that list. And Martinez also, because he's just started this season and he's been really at a high level. So yeah, that's my top three.
All right, thank you. Moving on. Another thing that we put on the Twitter account was there was there is this debate going about, of course, youth players that have a dual nationality and they can play either for the Dutch squad or for their respective other country. So, one of the person that has a column is Willem van Hanegem, iconic football player of Feyenoord in the 70s. He said, and I quote, Serginho Dest is not a better football player than Denzel Dumphries of the PSV Eindhoven squad. The reason why he said that, of course, is because Dest has to choose between the US squad or the Dutch squad, and he's still thinking about it, contemplating about this. What do you think of this opinion of Van Hanegem? Do you agree with him?
First of all, I just hope Dest goes for the USA squad.
Why?
Because he played there his whole youth team. So, and if he's going to get these kind of comparisons now already, I would say just save yourself the headache and just go for the USA team.
Okay. But let's stick to what you think. How do you rate him?
You're comparing Dumphries, who played, I think, 2 seasons at Heerenveen before he went to PSV, and now this is his second season at PSV, with a player that just came from the youth academy, and this is his first season playing as a starter at Ajax. If I'm going to compare those two, I would say Dest is much further than Dumphries will ever get. And I think if he will get that experience, he will be a much better football player. Have you seen a cross from Dumphries when he get into the attacking position? Yes. Have you seen those?
Yes, it's horrible.
It's horrible.
Yeah.
First of all, Willem van Hanegem is a Feyenoord guy, so I don't think he can judge an Ajax player to the full extent of his career.
I can agree with you on that.
Second. Third, I would say that Dumphries, if you look at it from physical standpoint, he might win it from Dest. That's the only thing I would say. He's always 100% with his energy, Dumphries, and he fights for every ball. But Dest is a different kind of player. He doesn't get into those positions because he's more of a tactical positioning player in intercepting a ball more than going for the physical duels.
True. I think he's also more a technical player, compared to Dumphries. Dumphries is more a physical player.
But if you want an attacking wingback, Dest is a better player than Dumphries.
Okay, because his end product will be better.
He was a winger when he was in the youth.
Yes, correct.
Okay, now he's playing back, but he can still cross a ball. True. He can still shoot. And he has technical capabilities that Dumphries will never have.
Yeah, that's true.
So
actually, the first goal of RKC, the one that Tadic made, that was a cross by...
exactly. And also today against RKC Waalwijk, look how deep he was getting, even into the box. I never see Dumphries doing that. He always sticks to his position.
Well, he does come very far.
But he can't do anything with the ball. Yeah, exactly.
All right. Okay. So thank you for that one. Moving on to the last one.
Yeah.
It's been a rumor, let's call it that. So one of the Spanish newspapers, they mentioned that Real Madrid is willing to shop at Ajax in the winter to buy Donny van de Beek and Ziyech, and they have been saying that it would be around 172 million euros for both of them. So we dropped this on the Twitter account. We asked people to let us know what you think. Should we sell? Should we not sell? And that one was very surprising because most people actually say take the money. How do you view this?
This is very hard. And I will say why. Ajax is a team that needs these kind of transfers to be profitable and survive. Also, their goal is to bring in more youth. So people of the experienced players have to go so you can make room for the youth players. But if you do this in January, then your whole season is down the drain.
True. Let me just say.
I do have.
Okay, but let me just say
if
one
it
thing.
stays in January, I would say, why do it now?
Look, let me just say one thing. Donny and Ziyech, both of them, they have said before this ever happened already that they are not keen on moving in the January window. So the chances of that happening is minimal.
Yeah.
But just for the sake of the argument, for the discussion, let's say it happens. You think it's a bad thing for the team because they're in the middle of the season.
Also, you're playing Champions League and you have a reputation to uphold. And you have a league to become number one again. I mean, if you don't become number one, you start earlier with the season and you have to... we only have one team next year, two teams. That goes straight through to the Champions League? One. So
one
if
goes
you get
straight,
second,
the other plays qualifying rounds.
Exactly. You get, again, a season of very early playing and some players that weren't even available this season at the early start. So do you really want to put yourself as Ajax in that position? Okay, the money, okay, but you got money for Frankie de Jong that was absurd. You got money for De Ligt that was crazy. When will you start on not just thinking about the money, but also thinking of what am I putting on the pitch? Because that's more important. Supporters don't come because you have a healthy club financially. They come because they want to see skilled footballers on the pitch.
Sure. So one more thing, because as I said, the surprising result was that just slightly more people said that take the money. Do you understand why they would say that? Of course, we don't know all our voters, but most of them are following Ajax. Do you think because the amount is bizarre, high, it's very high, that's why they said, okay, if you get that amount, we should take it?
We're talking about what, 85 million each?
Yeah, so both 172 million, which is a lot of money. It's nearly De Ligt and Frankie combined, even more.
Look, I'm just noticing around me in football that all the transfer fees are getting to ridiculous amounts.
Yeah, okay.
And would it matter if you won't get him for 85, but you get him 6 months later or a year later for 70? Does it really matter that much for Ajax to miss out?
I want you to tell me, why do you think most of the people said take the money? Explain this to me. What do you think? That's my reasoning. I understand what you're saying. I mean, I do agree with you, to be honest. And I already told you the chances of this happening, the players don't want to do that. I think so it won't happen.
I think people forget how it was under Frank de Boer with low quality players and watching very boring matches and not getting into the Champions League, and how the perception was of the Ajax fans towards Ajax. And now that we have a team, I can't understand a team with quality players. I cannot understand that a supporter would say that. Okay, so you don't agree with them? I can definitely not get into that mind frame.
Okay.
No.
Okay, all right. Thank you.
Yeah, anytime.
All right, so I'll see you next time, I think. Thank you for sharing also your opinions.
Good luck with Chelsea. Let's beat them.
Yeah, let's hope so. Guys, thank you so much for watching us. Please comment on all three topics we just discussed with Papimento. We're really keen to know what you think. Subscribe to our channel and we'll see you next time.